Good evening, America. We're here with Tuna. As always, we start off the Tuna episodes feeding her. Right here, kitty. This is a new angle for her, so let's see if she likes this. Okay, cool. Yeah, she's eating. Anyways, I want to begin this episode by giving a little shout out to my boy Michael and Ernie. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, why are you giving them a shout out, Caesar? Well, I'll start off with my boy Michael. Every time I see Michael, the first thing he fucking asks me about is the podcast. I don't even know if he actually watches it. He tells me he does, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he does. But just the fact that he always asks me about it, asks how it's going, asks me if I uploaded a new one, even though I always tell him I upload on Tuesdays. It's a nice feeling, you know? I feel like that's his way of not really checking up on me, but, you know, trying to make conversation relatable to me. I appreciate it, you know? And then Ernie actually seems to, you know, care about who's on the podcast. I know he's always asked me if I'm have a new guest. But yeah, a little shout out to Michael and Ernie. I appreciate you guys bringing up the podcast, you know. Not a lot of people do that. So, thank you. I appreciate you, both of you. One thing you might notice right now is we got a backdrop. Look at that. I spent like a fucking hour trying to set this shit up. We got the mic back. And that's kind of why I'm doing this right now. If you've been paying attention to the YouTube shorts, and for the 12 people that follow me on Instagram, you might have seen that me and Freddie have been tinkering a bit with the technology aspects of the podcast, specifically the audio. Because of this, or because of that, I am doing this. Because I think I figured out how to sync up the audio with the fucking video. So I'm going to try that out. If it didn't fucking work out, then fuck. I'd be so disappointed. But anyways, yeah, that's why we're doing this. That's why the mic is here. I managed to get Tuna to take some time off her busy schedule to join me because, you know, everything's better with Tuna, right? But anyways, yeah, hopefully the audio syncs up well. I got some good talks right now. Some good talks to give y'all. So just give me a second while I open up this second can real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I changed the angle real quick. I just thought it might look better this way. Hopefully it does. Shit. I cannot fucking tell how my hair looks right now because of the backdrop. But hopefully it looks good. We're drinking Ghost today because, you know me, I don't like drinking when I'm alone. So anyways, I have this friend that she got her wisdom teeth removed not too long ago, which reminded me of when I got my wisdom teeth removed. And I thought, let me talk about that because I think it's a good story. So, this is already when I developed my problem with caffeine. See, some of you motherfuckers might think that, like, oh, Caesar has a drinking problem. He has a problem drinking alcohol. No. But caffeine, that's debatable. that's debatable. So it made me think about this time that I got my wisdom teeth removed when I was already, taking caffeine pills, taking Ghost, taking Bangs, the energy drink. I don't know what you call it. Laughing gas? That thing that like they put in your face and like it knocks you out or some shit or makes you feel like dumb. I'm sure you guys have seen those videos where people get off or they wake up and then they start saying all this like silly shit. Yeah. So anyways, so this doctor of dentistry, we'll just call him doctor. He wanted to use fucking the laughing gas, and I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm down. I've never done that before. Let's see how it feels. This motherfucker puts that shit on me, right? Turns it up. He tells me like, oh, give it some time. You'll start feeling it. And then he starts, I don't know what the fuck, he starts maybe like, setting shit up, right? Maybe like 5 minutes pass or some shit. And I'm like, God damn, I don't feel anything. Like I'm still fully 100% here. So I tell this motherfucker, because I'm like, I'm not going to let this guy fucking cut into my gums while I'm still like fully aware of everything, And, I'm like, hey, bro, like, I don't think this is working. Like, I'm still here. And he tells me some shit like, oh, so you still are not a believer in laughing gas or some shit like that, right? And I'm like, I guess, And he tells me like, let me turn up the dosage or some shit like that, right? I guess he like ups the dosage, right? And it's still nothing. I'm still fucking there. I'm like, bro, like I'm not feeling shit. Like I could whip out my dick and that shit'll be hard. You want to see? That's how ineffective this shit is working, That's how ineffective this shit is right now, And I tell him, I'm like, hey, bro, just fucking take this shit off me and like fucking shoot me up with the whatever the fuck you call it, anesthesia. You know what I'm saying, right? That shit that fucking numbs you. And I think he was hesitant, but I think he started believing me. I'm like, oh fuck, this guy has some issues. So he ends up shooting me up, right? And it was a successful surgery. Now you're probably thinking, like, did Caesar really talk to this fucking doctor in that manner? Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was something like that. It was a very casual conversation, It wouldn't be the first time. I remember this one time. Me and Mr. X, we went to this party. It was like a graduation party. And it was like a costume theme. It was space cowboys. And me and Mr. X fucking went dressed as fucking spacemen. NASA spacemen. Astronauts. I believe that's the term. And we ended up getting like, I think like 3 bottles. I remember one of them was honey Jack Daniels. Another one was maybe vodka. And then the other one was this disgusting ass bottle of whiskey called James Younger. Oh man, that shit's disgusting. I still remember that shit. So, so the bottle, James Younger, was like Western themed, which fit perfectly for the fucking, the party. So that's why I got it, if anyone's wondering. Like, why would Caesar get a disgusting bottle of whiskey? Well, most whiskey's fucking disgusting, in my opinion. But anyways. So we get this fucking 3 bottles. We go to this fucking party dressed up as spacemen. And this party was going to have fucking, doctors pretty much. my doctor of dentistry was there. I'll use fake names just because, So let's call her Mrs. Thompson and Mr. Tom, or no, Dr. Thompson, and the husband, Dr. Thompson, was going to be there as well. So it was exciting. It was an exciting party, to say the least. In terms of guest, it was going to be interesting guest. And so before we got there, me and Mr. X were like, hey, it's going to be a wild crowd of people. Some big shots are going to be there. And, other fucking people, of course. Let's take it easy. Let's maybe have like a shot, maybe two every hour and a half. Let's take it slow. Let's mostly sip on some Trulies. I knew there was going to be Trulies. Don't ask me how I knew, but I knew there was going to be Trulies. So I was like, maybe let's sip on a Truly here and there instead. Let's take it slow. So, we arrive at this fucking party, right? Within like probably an hour, we had like 5 shots in. Obviously we fucked up. We didn't stick to the game plan. And we realized, I want to say we realized once we took a shot with the doctors. Because, who doesn't want to take a shot with their doctor and shit, or doctors in general, right? I remember I knew my doctor, right? And I was like, oh, hey, Dr. Thompson, what's up? And, she's like, oh, hey, Caesar. And I'm like, oh, is this your husband? She's like, yeah, this is, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, you guys look like you need a drink. Let's take a shot, Keep in mind, they just got in here pretty much. Her husband was also a doctor, a medical doctor, who specialized in treating cancer. I think there's a word for that, right? Like that type of doctor, but it's escaping me right now. So just look that up, I guess. But yeah, I was like, hey, yeah, you guys want a shot? Obviously, there's more people in like our table, right? But I had shot cups, so nobody had to move, Like, let me go look for some shot cups. Nah, I got you, So that's pretty much what happened, right? I take out the shot cups, and they're like, oh, should we go get a bottle? I'm like, nah, I got you. And, me and Mr. X pull out the fucking different bottles. We had the bottles in my backpack because, we got to keep the good bottles here in our table. But anyways, I asked everyone, like, oh, what do you want? I asked my doctor, oh, what would you like? We got some Honey Jack, some James Younger, some vodka. I think she might have taken the vodka or the Honey Jack. I remember nobody wanted the James Younger, even Mr. X. And then, I pour the shot to Dr. Thompson, my doctor. And I asked her husband, I'm like, oh, what about you, Dr. Thompson? What could I get you? And he says, I think he might have said like, I'll take a shot of Honey Jack. And I was like, nah, here, you're going to take some James Younger with me. And he's like, oh, okay. So, I grab him a fucking cup. I started pouring that shit. Hold up. Let me give you a visual. I started pouring that shit in, right? And, by the time it reaches like the midway point, he's like, oh, that's enough. That's enough. And I'm like, nah, bro, we're going to go all the way. We're going to drink good tonight, right? Because that's just how we fucking do it, right? You call that a Caesar shot. Up to the brim. And, he's just looking at me like, and I'm like, all right, let's do this shit. Obviously, I grab my fucking shot cup, and again, let me give you a visual. I pour that shit to the fucking brim, right? Pour that shit to the fucking brim. I don't know, I say some shit like, oh, okay, because again, it was a graduation party. I'm like, oh, to the people graduating, And we drink this shit, right? A disgusting fucking shot. James Younger is disgusting. And it was at that point that me and Mr. X were like, was that shot number 5? And, take out my phone, right? And I'm like, hey, it's barely been like an hour. It's barely been an hour and we're like 5 shots in. And again, these are like full shots. And then that's when we kind of realized, like, ah, fuck. We kind of fucked up. The rest of the night was kind of a blur. But, luckily for me and Mr. X, we recorded a lot of what was happening. I don't know if Mr. X still has the footage. I still have my end of the footage. I'm sure Mr. X deleted some of that shit that involved him. But anyways, let me tell you more about this doctor, this husband doctor, right? I started asking him. I'm like, hey, doctor, let me ask you a question. And he's like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, you like Gatorade? And he's like, do I like Gatorade? Yeah, I like Gatorade. Do you? And I'm like, I'm more of a Powerade type of guy. And I still remember he actually started laughing because of that. I don't know why I asked him that. Oh, sorry, kitty. We took a little break right now. Tuna was hungry, so I had to give her some food. But anyways, where was I with my fucking story? Yeah, I think that's why I brought up Gatorade. Because I was like, we drank a lot. We should probably drink some Gatorade or some water to like make sure we're not hung over tomorrow when we wake up. Which still, I don't really know why I would fucking ask the doctor that question. But yeah, it's a fun party. Very fun party. I know you're probably wondering, like, why don't you get those doctors on the podcast? Well, here's the thing. I feel like a lot of you think that I don't want guests on here, or like I don't want new guests. No, the thing is, a lot of people feel really uncomfortable speaking when they know it's being recorded, especially when you got a fucking microphone. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you actually fucking listen to the podcast, if you listen to the podcast before I got video, you'll see that there's people that have been on this podcast that are not Freddie. They're not Freddie or the kitty Tuna. And you might not be able to tell because there wasn't any like video back then, but these people were just very gun shy, to like even speak. Like, very few of them were comfortable speaking in front of the mic. That's why I have alcohol to like maybe give them some liquid courage, like have them feel a little bit more comfortable speaking into the mic, knowing like, oh, this is going to go out to the public, fucking YouTube and shit. Now that there's video involved, I feel like that raises that level of anxiety. I can't think of a better word to describe it. I think that's really what it is, right? I don't think people are insecure. I think they're just worried. Is that insecurity? I don't know. I think they're worried that they're gonna, like, 1, say something stupid, 2, look stupid on camera, or 3, like, I don't know, like, people are gonna judge what they like said, or gonna be judged in general. So that's why it's difficult to get fucking guests, because not a lot of people want to record on the mic, let alone be on camera with a fucking mic, and especially associated with this podcast. For some reason, there's some fucking negative connotation that comes with I'm with Caesar for some fucking reason. Speaking to some of my friends last night, They're like, your podcast. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what about my podcast? Shit. Like, have you listened to it? I think some people just use it as background noise, which I don't mind. I like that. I like the idea of people using this as background noise. It flatters me. But anyways, yeah, that's really the reason. Like, there has been one guest recently, this year at least. I shouldn't call them a guest, I guess, but one person who did reach out to me saying that they want to be on the podcast. When the time came, that person flaked, said they were too busy, said that they'd let me know, like, oh, when I got time, I'll hit you up and we'll make this happen. Usually that's fucking, I don't gotta tell you guys, that just means like, it's not gonna happen. Would I like that person to be on the podcast? Yes, I would. I think it would be a great episode. I even have a whole outfit planned out for that episode. Will I try and make it happen? I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, I don't want to pursue people. So real quick, the reason I don't pursue people is because I don't want them feeling pressured. Like, oh fuck, Caesar's right there. He's gonna ask me to come on the podcast. Yeah, I don't want them to fucking feel pressured, pretty much. If they want to come on the podcast, they know where to find me. They got my contact information. And I don't want to waste time, like, fucking, trying to convince someone, hey, come on the podcast, only for them to, like, not know how to say no and be like, yeah, okay, let's try and do it this day. And then, when the day fucking comes, they ghost me, or they fucking tell me, something came up, I'm busy. Like, I rather avoid that. So that's really the reason that there are no new guests. Am I trying? I'm trying. But again, people get nervous about coming on air. Not just with the microphone involved, but with fucking video involved now and shit. So give us some time. We'll find some guests. Hopefully. But anyways, thank you for tuning into this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I was experimenting, tinkering a bit with the audio here. Hopefully it syncs up perfectly with the fucking camera, because there's been a lot of technical difficulties for this episode. So hopefully it sounds nice. Hopefully it looks nice. Hopefully you like the fucking backdrop that's been falling apart this whole fucking episode. And we will see you in the next episode with Freddie, most likely. Hang on. I fucked up. I almost forgot to include the tuna. I think she was eating right now or drinking water. But I scooped her up real quick. You got anything to say, kitty? I wish you guys could hear it, but she's purring right now. I don't think you could hear it. But anyways, yes, this concludes our episode. I hope you enjoyed the backdrop. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry, kitty. She wants to leave already, so let's just end it here. Good evening, America. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next episode with Freddie.